Hello there, everybody. Wow.
We're still here.
Still here. What a week.
Are you having fun yet?
Woo.
Gosh.
Interesting shift in society and in our lives. Everything affecting...
You wheezed then.
Yeah, I'm okay. Don't worry.
I'm trapped in the car with him.
Yeah, it's big changing times, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's full of opportunity, isn't it, in a way? And that's all you can think, really. You can't go the other way. You've got to go, hey, this is going to be different.
I think this is...
A new normal.
It's a new normal, and I think something that we've all got to be aware of a little bit is the impact of how when your life changes dramatically because of something exterior, then it takes a little bit of time to shift, and there's a bit of grief associated with what your old normal was, and coming out of that into a new place, whether that affects your job or your family or what you want to do in life. It can be quite a big impact, and it shakes you up a bit, and it can sometimes make you feel a bit panicky. But if you can kind of just flow and surrender a little bit and let it go, I think you can kind of find some peace in that, and just we're all in the same thing together. So everyone's going through the same process, which is quite a big thing for a whole world to go through.
It's huge.
I mean, has that ever happened before?
No, I don't think it's ever happened. Well, no, because it's going to affect the economic system, so in the way we use and deal with money. So it's a bit of a leveler, isn't it? And our daughter is 15, who's supposed to be taking her GCSEs, is leaving school today, basically. She's in shock. I'm quite looking forward to being a little bit frugal. I'm quite interested in that little journey of just saying, okay, well, we're independent musicians. It puts us a bit on the back foot. So, like the other day, I got some vegan sausages out of the freezer. They're not bad. They're not as bad as they sound. And they're good. And they're good, actually.
Yeah, they're good.
Because we don't eat meat. Yeah. And usually we have 2 each. And he says, do we need to have 2 each? Should we just have 1? And I thought, that's sound. So I put 3 back in the freezer, just in case in a couple of weeks, we need a treat. And hopefully it's not going to get that bad. But we were at the garden centre yesterday, and we went to get some kale and some spinach and some stuff to grow in the garden. Thought that was a good idea.
That's a good call.
Full of old people.
They're all out.
They're all out.
You couldn't see it. All you could see was silver hair.
Silver hair everywhere.
Everywhere.
Like coach loads of them.
Like not taking any notice.
Not taking it.
Whatsoever.
Not at all. Then we went into town and went to the supermarket. Not much in the supermarket, but a lot of old people on the street, all queuing up outside the chemist.
Let me tell you, we met this little Irish lady who, we were looking at this shelf, and there was nothing there, and she just turned to us and said, well, if you count your blessings, your life will be amazing. Which was a beautiful thing to hear. And she's
summed
right.
It up.
She is right about that. That is very true.
It's a good start.
Well, you've got to start somewhere, haven't you, in this current situation? And also, I mean, you're very good, particularly very good at kind of looking at something and deciding to make almost like a kind of project out of the experience to kind of evolve from. Whereas I can be a bit like, oh, God, this is frustrating me, and get a bit annoyed or upset. You're very good at kind of seeing, well, let's see this as an opportunity to be frugal.
I sort of see it as an adventure. I'm now going into an adventure, a new adventure, and let's see how I cope.
I mean, you said to me 10 minutes ago, like, maybe you'll never do what you've been doing again. Maybe it'd be better that you don't, and you concentrate on something else. And I'm there kind of going, whoa there, I'm about to have an anxiety attack. But after that kind of second of what? Well, maybe that could be the way to go. Maybe there could be a different kind of flow. It's all open, isn't it?
Because I think we can get stuck in a groove. Well, this is an opportunity to have a rethink. We're all sort of isolating to various degrees, and maybe that's going to give us a lot of time to think.
Yeah. And create.
So great stuff will come out of that. As long as you sort of stay positive. Unlike the guy at Asda last night in Weymouth, who decided to set fire to the spring collection. Now, I don't know what the spring collection's like at Asda, but it can't be that bad.
Naughty.
Poor sod. He's obviously really freaking out. I don't know.
Well, people will freak out, and it's important. I think it's quite important to recognise that people will maybe be struggling with the paradigm shift a bit. Like, for example, our daughter's suddenly found out that in 2 days she's leaving school. So, you know, all the time she spent growing up with these people and kids, it's going to change, and get used to it now. Like for me, it's like I've been out 5 nights a week, sort of doing work, gigging. That's going to stop. And so you kind of go, whoa, whoa, whoa. Everything in my life where I kind of have these boundaries of what keeps me kind of in this zone have all evaporated. So I think what's important is just to recognise that people are going to take a bit of time to shift through that, and they might just need a bit of help and a bit of love and compassion to help them get through that bit, because that's where people tend to panic or do something or say something which they don't mean necessarily, because they just can't handle the sort of anchors disappearing. I think that's quite important, that we all just need to look out for each other a little bit like that, because obviously the government are going to put some packages together, so we're going to survive on some level. And you know, like you said, it's a time to rethink how much do we actually need.
Yeah, obviously shopping's off. You know, we don't need anything, do we? Really, we just need to be able to eat and have water and keep warm and pay bills. And so it's a game changer, and I'm genuinely quite excited.
Well, that's a very positive way to look at it, and you know, I admire that, because I mean, for example, for me, like the last 15 years, I've been, you know, we both worked together, obviously, but I've been kind of providing, and all of a sudden, it maybe doesn't kind of have to be quite the same thing anymore. And that's kind of like, whoa, okay, well, that's different. So it's, you know, take the time, I think, to have a good think about your life, because it's enforced time, so you've got no choice other than to have the time, which is an extraordinary...
It's a gift.
It could be, yeah.
That's how I feel about it. I think there will be, you know, the government will make sure that we've got enough to live.
Hopefully.
And it's a gift. And avoid, you know, try and avoid the horror show that might be this virus. Nobody needs that. But actually, you know, it could be interesting what comes of all of this. And it's definitely, it's going to change. So that's
the other
all
thing
right.
to say, just while you're here, is that we do these videos every week. And you may have noticed little pictures of us up. But you can we're going to put this one on Facebook today, but you can subscribe. I think it's down there somewhere in the comments bit. Elijah and Ava on YouTube. So we generally talk about life and you know, how we're kind of moving forward together as a couple and dealing with things funny and nonsensical and also deep, and have a bit of a giggle.
Oh, very meaningful.
So if you could subscribe this, share it.
Yes, please subscribe.
That would be great.
That's apparently good. If you could subscribe to our YouTube, that apparently will then place our videos in the sort of in other people's homes. So that would be great if we could spread the joy and the love.
Yeah, and yeah, joy and love.
And so we'll be back every week, and we'll be through this, and hopefully both of us will be back and well. And if we're one of us will be here.
Okay. Peace out, everybody.
All right, love. Bye.